What's up, YouTube? It's time for the once a year. Xander does a PowerPoint video for his YouTube channel with 5 subscribers. I'm here with my friends Jay, James, Butter, and Nels for... Actually, what I'm really excited for is our 2026 NAIC Cube Council preview. So Butter and I did a really fun video last year where we went over the different draft strategies of the cube and some thoughts about how to draft and even just what is a draft if you've never heard of that before. That video is going to be linked in the description for this one, and I would highly encourage that you check that one out as well. It doesn't really matter the order that you watch this video or that video, and there hasn't been too many changes to that video, so it's still considered good. Before we get fully into this though, let's go ahead and start with Jay and just say approximately where you're from and how long you've had the cube built for.
My name is Jay. I'm from Georgia, about an hour north of Atlanta, and I've had the cube for, I want to say, like a year and a half.
Really? I thought it's been that short of a length of time?
It hasn't been that long. Like, I mean, I think, I've been coming up to your place to play cube for forever.
That's fair.
I want to say it feels like almost maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Not too long.
All right, what about
you, Butter? It took me forever to get all the cards.
I'm Butter. I'm from the Texas area, and I've had the cube built since 2021, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah. James?
Yeah, I'm James. I've had the cube built for maybe only a year at this point, and I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
And Nels?
I'm Nels. I'm in South Carolina, and I've only had the cube built for maybe a month or two.
My goat. And then I'm Xander. I started the cube in 2020, and I'm in the greater Nashville area. Thank you guys for taking some time to come here and chat with us. I think the thing that's most exciting for us to talk about is some of the highlight Pokemon from this most recent year. I think there's been a lot of really some revolutionary cards that we've added, both from the new expansions and from older expansions of things that we were trying. And then we'll go over a couple of the cards from Chaos Rising that are getting added as well. Luckily, that's a smaller patch. Anyone at all pick your favorite card that we added in the last year, and I'll throw it up on the screen. And recently added, sorted on the new Cube Koga, is super dope because we can just see everything.
Yeah, they updated everything. It's so
I was
good.
about to go and look myself. This is nice.
Yeah.
Well, that we've recently added Porygon, like the backup Porygon, or not the backup,
the download
Porygon.
Yeah. So this was a funny
I forgot we hadn't had that like the whole time.
Yeah, so this card has been out the entire time that we had the cube built. I didn't have it in at first because with the 40, when we initially started, this was a 40 card 4 prize format. Now it's a 50 card 5 prize format, and that made the Porygon a lot worse because you'd only maybe do its thing like once or twice. Now you can get a lot more value out of it. It's kind of a control card in disguise, but I still think that if you end up with a deck with lots of supporters instead of lots of items, that Porygon is a sweet addition. And then not pictured here because it's technically part of our Chaos Rising patch, but the Plusle that is similar to the Minun that is already in the cube is super good as well. I'm really excited for this guy to be in more of our drafts. It's pretty much if one of your Pokemon is knocked out, you get 2 basic energies from your discard pile and put it into your hand, but with so much Rain Dance effects in the cube, this guy on a basic seems absurd for pretty much any of the types that want it. Magneton and Starmie are already really contended cards, so having another effect like that to get energies back to your hand, you're just never going to miss attachments. And yeah, I think this guy's crazy. A card I'm really excited for. Yeah, I'm really excited for Dawn. Dawn has been in the cube since Phantasmal Flames, and I can't imagine it ever going anywhere. The first draft that I played when Dawn got added, I was like, I'm just going to try this. It was my pack one, pick one, and I went undefeated in the draft. It's just a really consistent card at every point in the game. Even on turn 1, where it just gets like 1 basic, as long as you don't get donked, having your best stage 1 in your hand ready to go is like still fine. I mean, if Festival Lead is playing Dawn just to only get a basic at a stage 1 sometimes, like even that's fine for your early turns. And then being able to get your stage 2s later on, like this is a great Dusknoir enabler for those kinds of strategies that are trying to do the Dusknoir combo. Even like fighting to get like your Colossal or your Garganackle out of your deck and then a basic to attack with to protect your acceleration. I think Dawn is just crazy. I think that she's probably one of the best cards we've added in the last year.
Yeah, Dawn being able to turn into I'll search for this stage 1 that can search for any one card is pretty good. We like that card.
Yeah, and then while we're here talking about new additions, I think that it'd be a good time to talk about Metal. When Butter and I made our tier list last year, Metal was pretty far near the bottom. I think Metal has significantly upgraded.
They've been going up.
Yeah,
for sure.
The addition of the Charizard King Gambit, as we joke, has definitely helped. But also, Hops Corviknight and the Klinklang that released. Why are these types out of order? This order makes no sense. We'll just go. We'll just go to the list. But all the Stage 2s for Metal are really crazy now. The King Gambit is just a one-shot button if you need it. Hops Corviknight can get really tanky because you have the Aegislash that protects your guys and the new Klinklang that protects it. I've seen some decks using Hero's Cape to just make this guy like practically untouchable. And 150 doesn't always one-shot everything, but you get an X attack, or you even can use Shoot Through to like set up the KO on their bigger things. Metal has been like rapidly improving in the last year, in my opinion.
Corviknight kind of an MVP.
Yeah,
that guy's just been doing things since we added him. He's pretty good.
For the amount of complaining y'all do about Dragapult, y'all should be complaining about this guy more, like objectively.
Yeah, Metal's always had a solid support line with its stage 1s. I think what it was lacking was attackers, and ever since Hops Corviknight, it's gotten a few good ones.
Yeah, and there's even like
it always lacked attackers.
There's even like the new Metagross that we just like didn't add because it didn't really need it. Like this guy, we probably would have put this guy in the cube 2 years ago, and it's like
oh sure.
And now it's just like I don't know, 4 energy on this guy. I just don't think it's happening.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like the other Metal Stage 2s are just significantly better.
Yeah,
which is saying something.
I guess while we're talking about older cards as well, I think that the addition of Jamming Tower and Lysander Labs are both really impactful cards. The good and bad of how we have our draft formatted with the seeded packs is that we're almost always going to see Hero's Cape, Life Dew, and Survival Brace in your pods, and so just having more of the tool disruption effects going around is going to be really helpful to make those cards feel less toxic. I think that Hero's Cape is one of the few like mandatory ace specs to pick. Like it's probably that and Prime Catcher are like the two that I'm like almost 100% never passing. And
yeah, Hero's Cape basically just reads as I'm attacking twice.
Yeah, and then you put it on a Rhyperior and you have 300 hit points, and then you're just like never going anywhere because they can't even boss around you. I guess one more card, just so that we don't spend all of our time just highlighting singleton cards, is the Samurott. This guy has been the bane of my existence, especially as someone who likes driving Psychic, because it just always gets your Dragapult out of the active. But I've seen this guy used in Control just to like constantly be able to push up your Oranguru after it gets knocked out. I've seen it used to get rid of like the Rhyperiors and the Dragapults out of the active, and its attack is crazy too. It's just 3 energy KO something. Like that's with as much Rain Dance as there is. Like this guy's very usable. I'm sure that Jay is excited to see Water getting another super busted card.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry, it's not another Swampert.
It's.
I guess just like a quick highlight of things to go over for Chaos Rising. We have added the Ampharos and the what was the other pre-release promo that we got? It was
Delphox.
The Delphox. Were both added. There is the Call for Family Finnegan that will be joining Fire, and then the
Ho-Oh as well.
Yes, Ho-Oh was just like a slightly better replacement basic. Putting basics onto your bench is just a better first attack than the other one, and then being fire in the attack cost like pretty much doesn't really matter. And then the Phantump was the last addition, really. We actually spent a fair bit of time deciding if this guy was even good enough, because not being able to do it on turn 1 is pretty bad. It's kind of the same as like we were comparing this to like the Murkrow and the Clefairy that you can't use, or that you can use on the first turn, and just thinking like how much worse is it that you can't do it on turn 1. But considering that Psychic has like Dark Slowbro and Dusknoir combos, you really do want to put like more stage 1s into play so they can evolve into stage 2s, and even if it's not turn 1, the Phantom is probably still good enough.
Still gonna get there most of the time.
Yeah. Next, we had a quick section. This was just something that I think people were interested in. Why we don't add cards. Sometimes it's almost always for power level, but more often than not now, it's because cards aren't good enough, and there's a few exceptions of cards being too good. So the Chestnut was a card from Chaos Rising that just absolutely cannot be anywhere near the power level that we have now. Like, our cube is still like incredibly high power. In fact, I only know like one person that has a cube that's even daring to touch some of the cards that we don't add. But there is a limit now, considering how they build these stage 2s to compete with the megas and stuff like that, and so that does mean that they're obviously powerful if they were going to be good in standard, but in this format where there's no 300 HP basics running around, they are significantly better. Needly Armor with a grass energy doubler like Venusaur or Meganium, you just like wouldn't even need to attack. Like, if you could still take a knockout with Impound on something, and then you have 3 energy on you, and they take 180 damage if they attack you. So this is just some of the stuff that we think about whenever we're like adding and cutting cards. It's just like, is it fun to go against? And I know that you Dragapult apologists are going to hear that and laugh, but I don't know. I think we still think that card's kind of mid. We're gonna that and Raikou are 2 cards that we're looking at NAIC on the suspect test list. We'll talk about that a little bit more later, but and then just some other quick ones, just so I don't dominate all the airspace. The Aurorus that makes all your guys just unkillable because water energy would give this guy 220 hit points. That's not happening. Making this guy have 330 hit points with the special energy, that's just not happening. Like, it's just...
it's not that broken, right? Come on, we could surely add Tyrantrum.
There's only one.
Then you can put Hero's Cape on it, and then it's gonna have 430 HP.
And it's already
Just draft grass, you'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, we're not.
You just have to hit 220 with your grass type to kill it.
And literally, that's like only Bulu. Like, you barely get. If you put a Hero's Cape on this, you're not even getting one shot by Decidueye. Like,
exactly.
I just want to play my dinosaur.
It's fine.
You'd have to X-Attack Muscle Band the Decidueye.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Muscle Band my Pokemon that already does 170 hit points to kill a stage 2. Gee golly. And then just a couple cards that, just for the sake of discussion, that we decided not to add. The Alakazam that's currently, like, semi-playable in Standard, it actually loses to the same things in Cube that it does to in Standard. So, like, if this is your active and they, like, boss hand disrupt you and kill one of your bench Pokemon, and then you're stuck with an Alakazam and no cards in hand, like, then this guy's really bad. And it's actually the same stuff that Alakazam loses to in Standard. The Kadabra is good, because it just draws cards and then you evolve it, but, like, you would think that this would be good. Like, it is a powerful effect. It almost requires them to hand disrupt you, and if they don't, then, like, Clara loops it, and then you're back in the game. And the Dunsparce is in the cube too, so you can still enable the card draw that way. But just as one of the Psychic Stage 2s, like, it would be a lot safer. Like, the Gothitelle that is currently in the cube is, like, objectively a worse card. I cannot spell, but... oh, I just missed the T. Like, this is objectively a worse card than the Alakazam, but you are way less likely to get hand disrupted or, like, KO'd from your winning board state with the Gothitelle than you are like the Alakazam. And so that's why it might seem like this is a worse card that's in the cube, but it's like, considering what's in the format, that's why we have it. And then this is a new Deoxys from Chaos Rising that we were talking about adding. The only way that you can really get to 5 energy on this thing is with the energy doubling Gardevoir, which is already one of the worst stage 2s in Psychic right now. And also, like, the Electrode you could use to put a bunch of energy onto it. But then you're, like, forcing yourself to be a 2-type deck, kinda, and you have to get a bunch of energy in the discard pile. And you're giving them a prize to set up all that. So this is just way less easy to set up than Amazing Rare Raikou. We might still be wrong about this guy. I think it could potentially be good enough. But it does seem like it would be harder to set up than the 3 energy types on Raikou, which is crazy to say.
You're competing against a lot of really good basic Psychic Pokemon.
Yeah, Psychic is like Colorless Part 2.
It's stacked, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, draft strategies for the Mega Cube. This is going to be probably like one of the more important things, because if you've drafted with us at regionals, where we do like maybe one pot of 10 or two pot of 20, like if you are drafting in a way that's just like you would maybe, I feel like the strategy is just going to be different, because when there's 90 potential people you can go against, or I guess 89, but if we even cap, right? Like, the way you think about your deck significantly differently, because you just need to draft the best deck at all time. It's not like trying to stop other people. So, I put that hate drafting is worse, just because, like, if you're just drafting, like, when we do random drafts in my house, if I don't want to go against Dragapult or Raikou or Dusknoir, I can just take it, and that eliminates 100% of the Dusknoirs that are out there. But if I hate draft a card at the Council Cube when we do it at NAIC, that same card is still going around all the other pods. So I think that hate drafting is probably not the way to go at NAIC, and just try and build a deck that's as responsive to the things that are potentially powerful. If I would even say that you don't even have to overthink like this. Like, this is just for the people that are enjoying like the high level strategy of this cube and that have drafted it multiple times. And then just to blitz through the rest of the list, we talked about tools. Don't lose to annoying tools. Monotype decks, we're doing, I think we decided that we're doing 6 rounds X2 ASIM, right, Butter? Is that what we decided?
Oh,
I think so, right?
I believe you're right on that one.
Yeah. So 6
I'd have
rounds
to go and double check.
No, it's okay. 6 rounds X2 ASIM, so losing to your weakness is likely something that's a little scary. So I always think that multi-type decks are better as well, because they help like defeat your weakness, but also you can just pick some of the best cards from 2 different types instead of having some mediocre cards end up in your pod from one type. And then Trainers First versus Pokemon First drafting within your pod separately from hate drafting. A way that you can make sure that you have all of the good Pokemon of your type is to consider Pokemon First drafting. Just like, this card is incredible, I'm just going to cut this type off. But also there are some trainers that are just like unstoppable and you're fine to come around to your type later. There's 9 types in the cube, and each pod is going to have 10 players, and so some type is going to get overlapped between players. I think part of decent drafting is finding, like, this card shouldn't be here, remaining left for this pack, and building your deck and type from there. Any other strategy acknowledgments that you guys have for the Mega Cube?
Don't accidentally draft all Pokemon like I do. That's all I got.
Yeah, and
if you're someone that has never drafted before, you don't have to worry about drafting. Basic Energy, we have those. Don't worry.
Yes, Basic Energy around the house, and we do allow you to look through your draft pool during the draft. Like, this isn't the Pro Tour, so always make sure that you got your basics, your stage 1s, your stage 2s. I've definitely seen people do their draft and realize, oh, I have only 2 stage 2s for or 2 stage 1s for my type, so I can't evolve into my stage 2s. So just make sure that you're thinking about your evolution lines. Usually you end up playing like 1 or 2 more basics than your stage 1s, and then 1 more stage 1 than your stage 2, kind of like a pyramid setup. But with your splashing types, like, I feel like I see a lot of like 2/2 colorless, and it's like fine. And I would say more than fine, I'd say usually pretty effective.
And I'd also say don't hyperfixate on the A specs if there are cards in the pool available.
Yeah, so
I feel like people just immediately draft the A specs thinking it's an A spec, it's going to be the best.
Yeah, so in Pack 3, we have a special rule for our cube that all of the A spec cards join the booster pack, and so alongside the 16 cards that you had, you're passing around the A specs like Unfair Stamp, Prime Catcher, Scramble Switch, stuff like that, Secret Box. And there are some really good A specs there, don't get me wrong, but every card in the cube is a singleton card. So if I'm looking at, like, where's Deluxe Bomb? My poor boy Deluxe Bomb that often gets passed around multiple times. Like, between, oh, it's a shiny A spec, or like Gust of Wind, I'm still picking Gust of Wind. So don't get too trapped about the fact that your deck, you might not see an incredible A specs. As long as you're still picking other really good cards, that's totally fine. Josh Frink won the cube in LA like pretty much skipping out on all A-specs and then just picking a bunch of busted psychic Pokemon throughout that round because everyone was focusing on the trainers. I think he got like Azelf and Dark Slowbro and one of the other really good stage 2s, like all in that same run of just making sure that he had all of the busted Pokemon. And his win was pretty, like dominant for that draft. Anything else at all? I think that we kind of covered everything that I wanted to cover for this. I didn't want this to take forever for us, and there's still a lot of great information in the Council Cube preview last year. Like I know that we were looking at the cards that changed from last year, but if you're curious as to what those are, what I'm doing is on Cube Koga. You can just go to the cubes, and ours is on the front page, or you can just search it. It'll also be in the description. And from there, you can go to visual and recently added. And as soon as Chaos Rising is on Cube Koga is a little bit behind on the stuff, but as soon as it is available, we'll update it with those cards here as well. And you can see what's been cut. But anything before we wrap up? I think that we kind of nailed everything.
I think that's everything.
I think we're good.
If you all have any additional questions, the link for the Discord, I probably won't put that in the YouTube video description because we've already had some bots try and invade our channel. But if you know any of us, we'll make sure that you get added. We can give you the cube roll. We post all of our drafts whenever we're at regionals and NAIC there. On Limitless as well, if you are wanting to sign up for the Mega Cube tournament, you can do so by going to Play, TCG, Upcoming, and then make sure you get rid of Online. And since this tournament's happening in June, I've just been scrolling down, but the link will be in the description. And here we are. We're right. Bam, there we are. And we've already got 58 people out of 90 slots, which is nuts. So make sure that you are signing up if you're interested. Even if it gets to the point with a wait list, surely some of these people are going to forget that they signed up. No shame in that. So join the wait list if you're interested. And we will be in the food court area, likely, of the NAIC Hall. It's where we've done the draft the past 2 years, and we'll almost certainly be there again. Before we go, any socials anyone wants to plug? On Twitter, I'm at Xander Bennett, and I'm also going to be posting about our NAIC trivia event that I'm doing, likely in about 30 minutes after posting this video.
My ad is your boy Butter with underscores in between those words.
Actually, yeah, like it's here, right here.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, just look that up. You'll find it.
My X handle is check TCG, and I'm gonna be winning Xander's trivia, so keep an eye on that.
Damn. Okay.
Probably not, but I'm gonna try.
Hopefully you know a thing about Pokemon music. I would say
Oh shit.
I'd say play your games with the sound on for the next month.
Okay.
That's a free hint on the house. Well,
Yeah, on Twitter,
wow,
at
okay.
Fluffy Leafeon. I post Pokemon stuff mainly.
Fluffy Leafeon is what he said. I think that we were laughing still when you started talking. And then Nels, what's your handle?
Oh, honestly, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head. I think it might be Fruxto. Fruxto.
I think that's right. Excuse me. Well,
I wish.
thank you all so much for yapping. If you've played the Council Cube and you like it, hit this like button. I definitely want to see us on the front page for this Pack 1 Pick 1 thing on Cube Koga. This is super sick. Join the Discord, follow the event. I'm going to try to potentially bring some equipment to record some content from the tournament. Might be harder to do, but I at least want to try and record some drafts and maybe some games that we can commentate over in post. And just continue to follow us on social media. Surely this is not the only Cube that we're going to be doing coming up, so if you're at any regional next season, join the Discord. You'll see where we are hosting those. And yeah, thank you all so much for your time.
Bye guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.